What's up everyone, it's Jan Bors, new video, and today I'm going to talk about running order of semifinal 2 with all the statistics, my feelings, and also the prediction who's gonna come through in, just make it to the finals. Let's talk! Alright guys, welcome back to my channel, I'm very glad you're here. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video, ring the notification bell so you'll not miss any of my upcoming videos. I will make plenty and I already did plenty, so watch all of them. Predictions, data analysis, reactions, everything on my channel this year. I went crazy, I had time also to do a lot of things and I'm very glad, and I need to thank you for also buying me coffees or give me super likes. I'm very, you cannot, everybody from you who did it, thank you very much. It's very motivational and I cannot be more grateful for you guys. I'm very glad that you're watching my videos more and more and more, and that's also the reasons why I'm doing them more and more and more. And also I'm trying to give you different points of views. Some are more statistical, some of them are more personal, some of them are going from my job description, which is a producer, director. I was also doing Eurovision and I see things a little bit differently, or I'm looking for them from a different point of view, not really as a classical fan. Some of you know it already, some of you will be new in here, so you can find out also in my previous videos. But let's talk about the prediction and let's talk about the semifinal 2. This is very important because it's 16 countries there with 3 infused countries from Big 5, Spain, France and Italy. Those 3 countries are going to be infused in semifinal 2, which I completely don't agree with, but it's the fact. Let's see what is gonna happen, what it's gonna do with the statistics, because of course from previous years we can statistically say which slots are crazily bad, which are good, which are amazing, where you have 90% chance, where you have 10% chance to go through, and so on. And there are basically slots like this, the perfect slots you can be at. It's the last and second to last. You have 90% chance from those slots that you're going through. I think it's a kind of logical. You're the last one to perform, you're the last one to be visible, and at this moment everybody is watching. It's yes, this is it, and almost more likely the most pumped up songs are getting there. Of course that differs on the draw, because some countries were drawn into first half and they cannot change it, and the other ones are in the second half and they also cannot change it. Of course, to be in second half, it gives you 65% chance of going through statistically, and being in the first half, it gives you only 35%. But we are having this mathematics much harder this year. First of all, we have Big 5 countries who are entering the contest. Even they are not competing, they are mixed with the competing countries. So this is a completely new math. And also that also say if France, for example, in semifinal 2 is 6th, does it mean that the other country is actually 7th or 6th? What kind of statistics we should look at? I have no idea, but also there is this fact that this is public voting only. We experienced it only last year, when already it changed some odds. For example, Armenia last year make it from the second slot, which is the deadliest slot of them all. Only 10% of countries in past 5 years, 10 semifinals make it through, and it was Armenia last year. That also comes with the videos I did before. You should watch them. There are statistics, basically which country will send votes to whom and how it will end up based on neighbor voting and diasporas based on this draw this year. And honestly, if those results are correct, those mathematics are correct, it's crazy. And then also it says it doesn't really matter on the position in the semifinal, because if you have a lot of neighbors and a lot of diasporas around voting for you, it's actually a problem for the countries who have that kind of power, like Czech Republic, like Austria. They have exactly 0 advantage of this in the semifinal, unless some other countries who after all has this advantage. But let's talk now, who are the countries in here, what are their chances, what is the best slot, and so on. Oh my god, this intro is huge, but I needed to tell you because it all matters in the context on what you're gonna experience with this video with me. So let's talk, who's in the second semifinal? Malta, Albania, Greece, Switzerland, Czechia, France, Austria, Denmark, Armenia, Latvia, Spain, San Marino, Georgia, Belgium, Estonia, Italy, Israel, Norway, and Netherlands. Of course, from big five countries, France, Spain, and Italy, they are performing with the full songs. Even you cannot vote for them or so they are more likely working as an interval acts. In my mind, I don't know how the whole script will be done, but or rundown of the whole show, but this would be at least a little bit more logical for me, even though I still think this is unfair. And if I'm a country who is like, imagine, like, for example, France is now like on position number 6, doesn't perform, but we already know like how he sings. He will outperform the Czechia, he will outperform Austria for sure, 100%. But it shouldn't be the role. Like, they don't compete, in my opinion. This is like, and somebody wrote me, and I think this is a very nice example. It's like, imagine that you're in the finals and countries who didn't make it from the semifinal are also performing there just to showcase, because it's also fair to be there, right? Because those countries who are in semifinal number 2 or 1 and are competing to get to the finals, to be seen to the world. And we are talking about fairness for the big five countries who are unable to be visible too much in the semifinals, and now they mix them with like together, and the countries who will not make it, they have no chance to showcase themselves in the finals. It's a bullshit, in my opinion. This is one of the another wrong decision by the whole, like, all the references group and whoever who are making those decisions. This is just pure evil, what's happening to Eurovision past few years, in my opinion. But alright, it is what it is. Oh my god, I'm so emotional about this topic, like, I feel that completely zero complexity is applying, and just simple stupid solutions are in, it feels like commercial TV is doing this show. Coffee time. Needed this coffee. This intermezzo, sorry for this, guys. Anyway, let's talk about the slots. Let's take it from the position number 1, which is Malta, to the end 16, Netherlands. So I have some maps in here. Malta in here has a perfect, first slot. It's not a perfect position, but it's a position from the first half which has 60% chance of qualifying because it's opening. I think this is a perfect opening song also. Sara Bonacci can also very perfectly sing. She can dance live. So, and even with this revamp, I think they will create an amazing show. It might be a little bit repetitive song, but this is, I think, from the position of us, let's say fans, producers, who are too much into Eurovision. For the regular viewer, this will work. And in my opinion, it will work. If it's going to be enough for Malta qualifying, I will tell you later. But in my opinion, they got amazing slot, and it risen up a little bit their chances to go through. Albania is after that. I like, both songs were revamped, but Albania revamp is like huge. In my opinion, for some good and some bad, depends, but Albania on the second position has the worst slot of the whole semi-final too, because number 2, there's only 10% chance to make it. I told you, only Armenia last year did it, but in this case, I kind of believe that the diasporas in all those countries involved will really help Albania to fight for this last 2 places, 10 or 9, because they have this power. The song works. Besa can sing perfectly, even without jury semifinal. This has absolutely zero relevance, in my opinion, at some point. And they have neighbors, and also the first neighbor actually going just after. This is Greece, and Greece has very specific song. I am not sure how it could work in this mix with all the other songs in here, especially the countries for which it might be very far away. But it's original, it works. I'm very curious how they gonna perform it live. And the third place actually has a 60% chance of going through. 60%, like, based on previous experience. And after that goes Switzerland. So it's extremely strong start of the show, in my opinion, because you have all those dance, ethnic vibe, balladic, high singing, something original also with Greece and also Switzerland, those mixed genres, which are not very similar. In my opinion, Switzerland is one of the candidates who can really, really win Eurovision at some point. But this is very personal thing. In my opinion, I really like the song, one probably the most maybe. And then goes Czechia, Switzerland and Czechia and Greece. So third, fourth, and fifth slot, all of them, all three, they have 60% chance of passing through. So not much, but also it's good. In my opinion, if I just take the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th, this is very diverse. Czechia will stand out in the way that it's a rockish, it's different, it's kind of standard, Avril Lavigne kind. It might work, but the competition for Czechia, it's crazy because all of those first four artists, there is no question about their singing at all. And also in this mix of countries in general, Czechia kind of stands aside because there is no one who can support it automatically. This is the fact. After Czechia goes France, which doesn't help. He will outperform vocally everybody. After this goes Austria on slot number 6, which might be 7, but slot which is not really better. But let's say slot number 6, there is only 40% chance to go through, even though it's the dancey song. I'm not sure in this dramaturgy it kind of belongs there, so it can stand out or it actually can work like it doesn't belong. I'm very curious about Austria this year, really, because the song, it's personally absolutely off my style of listening music, but people likes it, and I think it might really work. Then Denmark, which is very standard pop going forward, so it brings a tempo, and then goes Armenia, and 7th slot. If it's 7th slot, it's 50% chance. If we can count it as an 8th slot, which is also possible, it's 80% chance. So, but I think that will count for Armenia and Latvia. Those are the best positions after Denmark, because Armenia, first of all, it will have diasporas to vote for sure. For example, from France, Switzerland, and other countries. And Latvia has the best slot before the pause, before the end of the first half, and they need to go from it because then it makes no sense. It's the first half or second half, so they need to break it a little bit for sure. And for those both, Armenia and Latvia, they have 80% chance to qualify based on data. Of course, it doesn't need to happen, but maybe for Latvia it would be a blessing. But the funny fact about Latvia is that most of the statistics were from the perfect slot. Some countries should go. Latvia is not the one. Latvia breaks all the rules all the time. So if some country should break the rules this year, it's again Latvia, and not going from position number 9. I would bet that for them it will be very, very hard, even though this semifinal is much more harder to predict for me than the semifinal one, where I can be wrong, but I would say I'm not. This is ego talking, right? I would be glad to be actually wrong. Anyway, after this, in second part of the semifinal goes Spain, and after this San Marino. San Marino is on slot number 10, and slot number 10, 11, and 12 are the worst slots from semifinal second half. Only 40% chance to qualify from this, which would mean that it can go for San Marino, Georgia, because Spain kind of takes this 10th slot, or it's San Marino, Georgia, and Belgium. But I'm not that much worried about Belgium in here, because there are countries who can really help it, first of all, and second of all, it's a song which can stand out vocally, visually, and I'm very curious what will be the reality. Even though 10, 11, and 12 place, only 40% chance of qualifying by statistics. And then number 13, Estonia. Number 13, historically, is the best number. It's 8, if I don't count those last, is the best number you can get in second half. It's 80% chance of qualifying for some reason. I think it stands in the middle, before some break or so people inherit. And this song is pure fun. It will just work. Already people will be drunk a little bit over here. They will have fun, It will work this way. With the juries, this song probably wouldn't stand a chance, but with public, this is irrelevant, what I just said, basically. After that, I forgot, of course, Georgia and Belgium, 11, 12, San Marino, 10th. Very hard. I will get to the chances of qualifying after. After Estonia goes Italy, and then number 14, 15, and 16 are going for Israel, Norway, and Netherlands. Norway and Netherlands are clear qualifiers. 90% chance of qualifying from those two places. Historically, I think it was really killed only by Latvia or Georgia in the past, but this is clear. Also, they are favorites, kind of Netherlands for sure. There is no doubt actually about it, and I won't even speculate. Israel, in my opinion, number 14, it's still 70% chance to get qualified, and I believe Israel will be, first of all, People will vote for Israel 100%. It feels like no one would support it, but I can guarantee you that there will be a crazy support for Israel this year, in my opinion, because the loud voices are just loud, but the reality will show its true face in here. And Israel shouldn't be worried about qualification at all. That means that Israel, Norway, and Netherlands are for sure qualified. This is already 3 countries from 10. And there will be another 7 lucky or 7 happy countries, and then the rest very unhappy. And in my opinion, and now I will show you the table. I will tell you which countries I think they for sure will qualify. This is a guess still, right? Based on data a little bit, but still a guess. But it's not my even preference. But I think Albania will secure even from the second slot because of diaspora's voting. If I'm Albanian producer, I will exactly say, come on guys, every Albanian in the world, in every single country, we are in the slot where almost no one get through. Let's change it. Let's change it together. Let's do this. Let's activate. Let's don't forget to send the votes from your countries where you're living. And I'm telling you that the community of Albanians are huge. They will listen to this call. I would listen to this call, I'm Czech. And I would work against the odds. That's what I would do. And that's what I think would happen. And because there are no juries to correct it, even I think Albania had very good song. They won't need such a help. They have their own. And this is what I would do. I would just use this power crazily. Because I could. This is what's wrong on this system. But I could work against it, if I can. And Albania for sure can. Which means that Malta won't qualify, in my opinion. I will tell you who will qualify. Albania, then Switzerland. This is, in my opinion, Switzerland will win the voting, in my opinion. Then Armenia is, in my opinion, sure qualifier. Like, first of all, the position in the semifinal. Second of all, also big diasporas. Also, its ethnic song, I think it would work. Then Belgium is qualifying, even though it got this wrong spot. Definitely, there will be some 12s from France, probably from Spain, from Netherlands. I think they secure enough 12s then to receive like some 3, 2, 5. They are secured because this is how it works. This is what's really like wrong on the system. But this is what it is. Estonia goes through the perfect slot in the semifinal. Also, it's funny. People will tend to go for fun. Also, second part of the second semifinal. Everything goes in their favors. People will be in the good mood. They will be sending points, and the song works. It's for me somehow like Netherlands Estonia song. This is a disaster for Eurovision, in my opinion, for its future, and I don't like it principally. But I can admit it works. It's not a hate. It's what it will bring to Eurovision in next years, and you will see yourself. And then Israel, Norway, and Netherlands are sure qualifiers. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 countries. I would say they are safe. And then the rest of the countries will fight for this last 2 slots, which will be, in my opinion, Greece. Even though you think I'm joking about it because Greece, it's in the odds high. I don't think this is relevant, in my opinion, in this case, because there's not so many countries who will be automatically voting for Greece, and it needs to deserve it. And there are another sharp countries who will just use this diaspora and also neighbor voting, which will help them. So it takes all of those things takes points from Greece. Even though I think Greece is the closest one to qualify, I would still say let's wait. Austria is one of the other countries who will be fighting for this. Denmark will be fighting for this. Latvia will be fighting for this. And then, in my opinion, the only countries who will really struggle to qualify, and for sure if Malta will go a little bit higher, then it's even less chances for Czechia, but Malta and Czechia are the only countries who, in my opinion, don't really fight for qualification, even though it's cruel to say it about my own country, but the draw for them just play completely against them, like absolutely. Like draw and running order, just I think it's a kill zone. For them, it's a kill. It's a kill. They are 5th. They could be also 9th, but for some reason we have a ballot 9th. Doesn't matter. The running order and the fact that they are in the first half of the second semifinal, in the bigger one, it's killing, in my opinion. And I hope for a surprise. I hope for a blessing. It might be, but I try to be a little bit more realistic, and then my surprise will be brilliant, Maybe you have a different opinion, write them in the comments below. San Marino and Georgia also are not qualifying in my opinion. Like even Georgia has a kind of very standard Eurovision pop, very good song. Actually, it's absolutely okay. I'm not sure that from this combination of countries they can qualify, and if so, on which behalf? Would it be Denmark? It might be, because Denmark don't have really anybody like Norway, but this is the only country who automatically will be voting for Denmark, and maybe a little bit of Estonia because they tend to vote for Scandi countries, but I'm not sure. And then Austria is in a huge danger because same as Czechia, first of all, the draw for them, it's not really good, and also it doesn't have friends around of those countries. There is no Germany, there is just Switzerland. I'm not sure this will be enough. Let's see. I think they will be fighting. And I believe that from 10, or let's say 9, 10, 11, 12, it will be very close results by public voting, which will also cause a madness, because then there will be a lot of questionings like why Italy, France and Spain are in. Because that in my opinion, if for example Czechia and Austria and San Marino and Georgia or Estonia or Israel won't make it, it will be madness in Eurovision inside. It will be madness, because I would blame also this decision to do it, and this decision will make a lot of changes in what statistics are saying. Anyway, only 10 countries can make it. I can kind of tell by my own personal opinion that this semifinal is stronger. Even though there is more funny songs, there are also more better songs, diverse. Maybe also a winner song, which I would say Switzerland can fight it, and also France, Spain and Italy. France and Italy, they have strong songs. Spain has funny song, which can give this, like, if I'm just a completely independent viewer who don't care, who don't have favorites, don't do those videos and be so much involved, I would say, wow, this is brilliant show. It would be a brilliant show in my opinion, very, very interesting to watch. But I'm more interested in who will qualify and why. Also, I'm interested on stagings. They will have a lot of power, but also if those diaspora and neighbor voting, in my calculations, will really show the right face. If it's true what I'm saying, or if it's completely off. If it's off, thanks God. If it's not off, there's a huge problem for the whole Eurovision's future. And that's it. Write me in the comments below, what do you think? Who are your qualifiers? Who do you think will make it? Who do you think will struggle? Who do you think will not make it at all and has zero chance? How much do you believe in odds? How much do you believe in what I said? What is your personal preference? What do you think about big 5 countries are injected in it? And so on and so on. Just write me everything you have on your mind in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to share the video. Ring the notification bell. Definitely watch my other videos, because they can inspire you or also give you some maybe different thoughts. And you can just think about from a different perspective about the whole Eurovision. And also buy me a coffee or give me a super like to support this channel. Not just to grow, but just also for me to have this extra motivation. I need it, really, guys. And that's it. Thank you for watching and see you next time.